Alright everyone, and welcome to a brand new series on the channel. That's right, we've got something very different happening here. This is Pokemon Storm Silver, not Soul Silver, and I will explain why we're doing it in a second. But let's just get straight into it. So, we don't need any new information, and let's get started. Where is it? It's already that late. Oh no, I overslept. Sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to Sacred Gold or Storm Silver, a hack with an expansion of features. My name is Professor Oak, but everyone calls me the Pokemon Professor. Before we go any further, I'd like to tell you a few things you should know. Alright, this is very slow. Let me show you a native Pokemon. That's a Marill. The Johto and Kanto regions were known for having only a fraction of the Pokemon within its borders, but large-scale migration has brought a great variety to the region's fauna. There are new challenges awaiting and a great amount of differences in how you'll raise your Pokemon. Now, why don't you tell me a bit about yourself? Are you a boy or girl? Won't you please tell me? We're gonna go with the boy character. And obviously name ourselves Joey, because that is who we are. Now, I had mentioned in a previous video that I was planning on doing, like, something a little bit different with Let's Plays, and this is an example of that. So, I'll do a little bit more explanation when we're walking about a bit, but basically this is kind of something different. Anyway. Joey, are you ready? Your very own tale of great adventure is about to unfold. Let's go to the world of Pokemon. I'll see you later. If you ever want to find out some of the changes, please check the documents that should have come with your game. Most of all, not all information you need should be contained in there. If not all But as you like, you might enjoy playing the unknown. Either way, be sure to have fun. Drayano. And that's right, this is a Drayano hack if you didn't know. I did a poll asking everyone what their favorite one was. The most votes basically were for Sacred Gold and Storm Silver, and we've already played Heart Gold on our channel, so yeah, that is something that we're going to be doing. That's why we picked Storm Silver. Let's go downstairs and fully start this experience. About time you woke up. Professor Elm wanted to speak with you. Here are your things. I hear Johto's changed a lot in the last few years. You should be careful, Joey. Here, take your running shoes along. You'll probably want your bike and music player as well. Alright, here we go. All ready with the bike and everything. Game Boy sounds. And there we are. I'm sure you know how to use these. Oh, I hear Professor Elm has a gift for you. Well, the first thing we're definitely going to have to do is change the text speed, because it's just going to take forever, and I don't know, maybe we'll go... Well, I like that one. We'll go for that as our little frame. And we've already got our running shoes, which is absolutely great. And we're gonna get... Oh, look, it's Marill and Lyra. What's going on here? Meryl's gone over to Lyra. And there they go. Now, so I'd said I wanted to do a Let's Play where basically it's not going to be a million episodes, where it's kind of edited together, a couple episodes edited together in a big long recording session, and that's basically what this is going to be. Let's talk to Professor Elm. Hi Joey, I've been waiting for you to arrive. I'm curious about Pokemon and feeling outside walking their Pokeballs. I was hoping I could have your help with these tests. Oh hey, I got an email. Okay. Hey listen, I know a person named Mr. Pokemon who finds all sorts of crazy stuff. He says he has something, but we're so busy with our research, can you pick it up for us? You can take one of the Pokemon in the machine. Alright, let's go ahead and take one of these Pokemon from the machine, and we have the obvious starter Pokemon that you would normally get if you were playing in the Johto games. And it doesn't really matter which one we take. I'm obviously gonna go with my favorite. I'm gonna go with Totodile. It's just, that's what's gonna happen. I don't think we did Totodile, I think we did Cyndaquil when we went ahead and did Pokemon Heart Gold. But Totodile is my favorite Pokemon, and actually, funnily enough, I always name my Totodile Joey. So Joey has Joey. I guess it makes sense, somehow. Anyway, how'd you like to go walking with your Pokemon? It's not bad, is it? You can take it all the way to Mr. Pokemon's house. If your Pokemon gets hurt, you should heal it with this machine. It's so easy to use, check my PC on my desk. Mr. Pokemon goes everywhere and finds rarities. His house is past Cherry Grove City. Go north a little past Cherry Grove. I'm counting on you, Joey. And I want you to have these to help you with your task. We get the potions to help us with our journey. And obviously, I know that this is gonna happen. Oh, it's Lyra. Joey, you got yourself a Pokemon. I gotta say, it's really cute. When you walk with it, it'll become more friendly. You should turn around and talk to it sometime soon. Oh, that's right. Why don't you show it to your mom? See ya! Alright, well, let's go head over to our mother and see if we can get an idea. It's a cute Pokemon you have. Professor Elm must have given it to you. Oh, Professor Elm has a task for you, you say. What kind of task? I see, that sounds a little difficult, but when someone makes that kind of request of you, it must be important. Oh, that's right, I completely forgot. Your Pokegear came back from the repair shop. Here you go! We get the Pokegear. The Pokemon Gear, or Pokegear as often called, is what every trainer should have. Guess what? You can use the Pokegear to make phone calls too. You remember how? We do. Just power on the Pokegear and touch the telephone button, okay? Names of people you call will automatically be registered. Just select one or give him or her a call. Wow, I can't believe it's so easy to make a phone call. Alright, well, let's head on out finally, because this game does take a little bit of time. And Professor Elm has another thing for us. Isn't that just lovely? I almost completely forgot about this. Here, I'll give you my number. And we've registered Professor Elm in the Pokegear. I'll call you if anything comes up. So that takes us to finally being able to just do everything that I want to go ahead and tell you about what I'm going to do. Which is, basically the point of this Let's Play is I'll probably upload one every 1 to 2 weeks, one episode, and it'll probably have about 2 to 3 hours worth of game content. Basically hitting major storylines, so I'll be showing the story itself, moments where we meet our new team members and Pokemon and stuff, and it also gives people then time to hopefully go ahead and comment of what types of Pokemon they want to see on the team and certain little things like that. So that is really the whole point of this. So the episodes, I don't know exactly how long they'll be. They'll probably vary, but I'll probably try and keep them around the length of like one normal long episode. And they'll still have some of the conversational stuff, but predominantly they'll be skipping out on most of the routes and various real, like random battles and so on and so forth, and more allow us to go over the story points in a Let's Play setting without all the other stuff kind of happening and going on in the background. So it'll be a little bit faster paced, a little bit more streamlined, so on and so forth. The other thing I really like about this is they changed it. They got rid of all those annoying cut trees. There's some that are still there, but the only problem with that one specific cut tree is I always like to go for this potion. And, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so that's kind of how this is gonna work. Obviously, if there is something I want to say, I'll probably just say it, and so it won't be like, oh, there's a random battle, and I wanted to say something that would be interesting, and so that's not going to be there. But in general, everything's just going to be a little bit faster paced. So why don't we demonstrate that by heading on over to Cherry Grove City. And here we are in Cherry Grove City, and you're a rookie trainer, right? Let me show you around. Follow me. Oh, please, let me show you around. It won't take long, I promise. This is a Pokemon Center. They heal all your Pokemon in no time at all. This is a Pokemart. They sell Pokeballs for catching wild Pokemon and other useful items. Route 30 is out this way. Trainers will be battling their Pokemon there. If you go a little further out, you'll see Mr. Pokemon's house. This is the sea, as you can see. Some Pokemon are only found in water. And here's my house. As a reward for following me, take this old rod. Simply toss that rod into water and you'll have a chance of getting a bite. Alright, well, there we go. We've gotten ourselves the old rod, and actually if we head on up this way, I think he talks to us again to give us another item. I made it. I forgot about one thing. Here's another token from me. Take it. And we get the map card into the Pokegear. Which is very, very nice. So, and we get a good look on our journey. So, let's continue on to Mr. Pokemon's house. Well, this definitely isn't Mr. Pokemon's house, but it is where we can get apricorns, or at least where we can get the apricorn basket. Obviously, not necessarily, like, the most important thing that we are gonna need to do, but, you know, any free Pokeballs are gonna be good Pokeballs, and I believe they're fixed in this game, or at least, I mean, none of the Pokeballs are brilliant, but they are fixed, so, you know, that's always a good bonus. And as we head on up and end up in another battle, wild Pokemon battle, that's just lovely. Wasn't trying to do that. As we end up in another battle, and head on our way to Mr. Pokemon's house, there's a certain someone here, who I think we should talk to after picking up this apricorn, because otherwise we'll forget about it. And so let's go ahead and talk to her. Oh, hello. Mr. Pokemon said he was expecting a young trainer to arrive. Is your name Joey by any chance? I see. I guess you're the trainer Mr. Pokemon was expecting. My name is Cynthia. I am a Pokemon trainer who hails from Sinnoh. Tell me, Joey, have you heard a tale that tells the tale of the legendary trainer? You haven't. I'll briefly explain. The story tells the tale of a trainer who travels the lands of Johto and Kanto, catching all the Pokemon known to mankind. He captures the most basic of Pokemon and even the most mythical of Pokemon to eventually come face to face with the one who the Pokemon call God. The archaeology in the Johto region appears to back the existence of the story. It's interesting to be sure. Thank you for listening to me, Joey. I know you remind me of the trainer I knew from Sinnoh. You may not know it yet, but I think you're capable of great things. In fact, I'd like to help you reach your maximum potential. Here, let me give you a small gift. And we've received an Eevee, which is very cool. And would we like to give a nickname to this Eevee? Yes, we would. No idea what to call this thing. Especially because we can kind of get any one of the evolutions we can get. And I'm thinking probably the Pokemon I'd want to go with is... I think I know which one, but I'm gonna think of a name. No, I don't think I need to think of a name. We're gonna go with Lunar, because we're gonna get an Umbreon. That's what we're gonna go for. The numerous possibilities of evolution for Eevee make it a very interesting Pokemon. I wonder what you'll decide to evolve Eevee into. Perhaps we'll cross paths again, Joey, but until then, farewell. Alright, let's head on into Mr. Pokemon's house, where... Ah, you must be Joey. I was the one who sent an email to Professor Elm earlier. This is what I want Professor Elm to examine. And we get the mystery egg. Very cool. A friend of mine from Equity gave it to me. I bet you can't find this kind of egg in Johto. I thought Professor Elm might be able to tell you what it is. He's the best when it comes to the research of Pokemon evolution. That's a quote from the famous Professor Oak. Are you returning to Professor Elm? Here, your Pokemon should have some rest. Alright, well that's very nice of him, and Professor Oak's here. And with that, I'm Professor Oak, Pokemon researcher. So you're Joey. I was visiting my friend Mr. Pokemon. I heard you were running an errand for Professor Elm, so I waited here. Oh, what's this? A rare Pokemon. I see, you must be helping Professor Elm's research. I think I understand why Professor Elm gave you that Pokemon. You will treat your Pokemon with love and care, it seems. Ah, you seem to be dependable. How would you like me to help out? See, this is the latest Pokédex. It automatically records data on Pokemon that you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. I'd like you to have it. And we've received the Pokédex from Professor Oak. Go meet many kinds of Pokemon and complete that Pokédex. But I've stayed too long. I have to get to Goldenrod for my usual radio show. Joey, I have a feeling that this is not the last time we'll meet. Let's exchange numbers just on the safe side. And we've registered Professor Oak in the Pokegear. Well, I think we better get going back to Professor Elm now that we have our mystery egg. And look who's calling us. What do you want, Professor Elm? Hello, Joey? It's a disaster. It's just terrible. What should I do? Oh no, it's... please get back here now. Alright, well, let's get back to Professor Oak then, or Elm then. And if we know the story points of the story... there's a reason why we're talking all the way over here, and that's because we've got our rival. You got a Pokemon at the lab? What a waste. That's a Pokemon that's too good for a whim like you. Don't you get what I'm saying? Well, I too have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. Alright, there we go. We've got ourselves a battle against our rival, who I'm not exactly sure if we should call Silver. I mean, that's his canonical name, and I generally do go for that, but we'll see. I think we can just beat him up fairly quickly here without too much of a problem. And with this, we should be able to take down the Chikorita, and that will be that. And we have beaten our rival for the first time. And while we have a level 8 right now, it's not gonna matter at all. We're still technically underleveled. Are you happy you won? Do you want to know who I am? I'm gonna be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. Give that back, that's my trainer card. Oh, you saw my name. Alright, well, we saw his name, and I think I will probably go with Silver. So let's head back to Professor Elm's lab. And now that we're back here, let's head on in to the lab. Who are you? We're investigating the case of missing Pokemon here. Rule number 1, whoever did it will come back to the site. Oh my, so you must be the one who did it. Hold on a second, he has nothing to do with it. I saw it, there's a red-haired boy looking into the building. What? You battled a boy like that? He must be the one who did it. Did you happen to get his name? Yeah, we did, and we'll call him Silver. I think I said I would do it, so let's go ahead and name him as such. I see, so Silver was his name. Thanks for helping my investigation. Next assignment is to search for the red-haired individual. You'd think they would actually be able to catch him, but I guess they don't. Anyway, Joey, I'm glad they understand you're innocent. See you later. Joey, this is terrible. Oh yes, what was Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? And we've handed the mystery egg to Professor M. Huh, this is an egg, isn't it? This egg is something I've never seen. It's still just an egg. Mr. Pokemon's always fascinated by eggs. Well, since he gave it to us, we might as well find out what secret it holds. I'll keep it for a while to find out about the egg. What? Professor Oak gave you a Pokedex. Is that true? That's incredible. He's superb at seeing the potentials of people as trainers. Wow, I knew you were a little different. Things are gonna be fun. Your Pokemon really seem to like you, so why don't you take the Pokemon Gym Challenge? If you manage to defeat the gym leaders, you'll eventually challenge the Pokemon League champion. Or not. Becoming the champion's not all easy, but you can certainly challenge Violet City's gym. Challenging the gym scattered around will be a long journey. Before you leave, make sure you talk to your mom. Alright, well, I think we probably won't need to talk to her, because we're not going to want her to save up money, and if we do this, I keep always forgetting to do this whenever I play back Johto, we get the little Easter egg there. You can catch wild Pokemon with Pokeballs, follow me! And then I think this is the tutorial where they've left this animation in. Just like that. Huh? Was I too fast? I'll try again. Come this way. You know, I bet you already know. I'll give you these. Good luck. And we've obtained ourselves some Pokeballs, which will be very useful for us. I can't really remember. I know we're gonna need Cut, but it's actually a useful-ish move. But there's actually a Pokemon that I wouldn't be too bothered in getting, a Starly. Obviously we've used the Starly in the past, and I'm not too bothered about using Pokemon we've already used, because in this, there are going to be some major changes to Pokemon anyway, and there's really no point in trying to brush over that fact, because, well, again, there are changes to types and moves and all sorts of things. So we've added Starly's data to the Pokedex. We got Starly, the Starling Pokemon. They flock around mountains and fields chasing after bug Pokemon. Their singing is noisy and annoying. And, obviously, we're going to call this Pokemon Starling, because why wouldn't we? It's the, you know, we've got another Pokemon back. We always like having our duplicate Pokemon, so there we go. We've got ourselves Starling. And pretty much there are a few minor changes of some of the early Pokemon. I can't remember if there's something good up here, but we can ignore that for now. What I'm not going to ignore is going up and around like I'm used to, because we are going to make our way over to Violet City, or at the very least, unless I find a Pokemon that I'm particularly interested in catching. So yeah, we'll just kind of fast forward until then. Well, I probably should show our first battle, especially considering it's up against youngster Joey, and, well, it's not really going to make too much of a difference, to be honest, because it's just going to be, there's a level 7 Rattata this time, but, obviously this game does make things a little bit more challenging, which, you know, is always welcome. And I think that's one of the reasons why this will be good to do kind of a very long form, but also not, like, you know, the episodes will be long, but there'll also be a lot in them. And I think some of the more challenging boss battles and things like that will be actually of quite a big help in all of that, and making just everything a little bit more interesting. And also, what I can do for, like, getting through routes is, you know, we can just speed everything up. I mean, I can basically just say, right, I'm gonna mute, and we've got a couple battles, so, you know, we'll just speed through everything. Alright, and now we get to head into Violet City, where Lyra stops us for some reason. I knew it was you, Joey. How you get past me? Here's something neat for you surprising me, Joey. And we get the versus recorder. Very cool. I don't think that's going to come in handy at all. Anyway, we did pass the Dark Cave, which is actually a source of a very good early game team. And when I say team, I mean like team. And so I think we're gonna go for that, as well as that dude up in our top left corner. We can get, I believe, just one of the starters from... well, we can get one of the starters. Anyway, let's see. Were any Hoenn Pokemon obtainable within Fire Red Leaf Green? I guess there were Hoenn Pokemon obtainable in Fire Red Leaf Green. I'm gonna get every single one of these wrong. Is Dragonair more than 13 feet long? Yes. No. And contribute sound within Diamond and Pearl? Yeah. What? Oh, it's platinum only, isn't it? Okay, so it's yes, yes, no, yes. I'm trying to think which Hoenn Pokemon was obtained. Maybe Jirachi? Or something in the Sevi Islands? Or is yes, yes, no, no. Anyway. Which do we want? We're going to go over Bulbasaur here. I'm not going to put Bulbasaur in the overlay because we're immediately going to be putting Bulbasaur away. But I can't remember what we called... We didn't do Bulbasaur, did we? We did it in the series that must not be named. So, you know what? In that case, we'll call you Radical. Because why not? That works. That works for me. We'll put you straight in the box. But that is all well and good. But I'm going to go somewhere where we can catch a bunch of Pokemon that we're going to want on our team. Okay, so the Dark Cave is home to many a Pokemon that we are going to want to utilize. For some reason, they just decided that Dark Cave was going to be the place to be in terms of catching Pokemon, and so we're just going to go around and see what we can find. I mean, the first Pokemon we can encounter, well, it's a Geodude. That's not what we wanted, but basically we'll just wait until we encounter a few of the Pokemon that we want to catch, because I think there's like 3 in here that we're going to want. Oh, and there is the first of those Pokemon, Larvitar. This is going to take a while, so you'll just have to bear with me real quick. And actually, this is the one I was most worried about as well, because it's the one with the highest Pokemon, or like catch rate. And also probably the weakest of the Pokemon we're going to be getting here. Oddly enough. But anyway, let's start throwing Pokeballs at it and hope that we can just get lucky. Like I said, let's hope we can get lucky. Oh, there we go. That has taken forever. But we finally picked ourselves up Larvitar, the next Pokemon to add to our team. We have Larvitar, the Rock Skin Pokemon. It is born deep underground. It can't emerge until it has entirely consumed the soil around it. And what are we going to do for the name of dear Larvitar? Well, you already know, because it's the name that we always go for with Larvitar. We're also going to need to quickly rush out of here and heal up, because I am not only out of Pokeballs, but I am out of Pokemon. And a Larvitar with only Bite and a Starly aren't really gonna help me in here. So let's make our way out. And here is another one, Teddy Ursa. So, there we go. That is the next of the Pokemon that we are trying to get on our team. Teddy Ursa is a Pokemon that you rarely do get to use. I think in most of the Pokemon games, I mean, it's usually kind of later on that you start to see Teddy Ursa or Ursaring, and in this game even, it's very much late on, and you have to have the Silver Edition, so it's not a Pokemon that you commonly are just gonna either stumble upon or you're gonna see many people in playthroughs using, and it can learn a pretty decent array of moves. Ursaring's a cool Pokemon, and I think overall it'll just be kind of a fun Pokemon to be able to utilize in our adventure, especially at least early on. It may not be a Pokemon that sticks around with us for all too long, but at least for the beginning of the journey, we've got a pretty fun Pokemon. There's so many great Pokemon in this game that you can pick from. There's a reason why you're kind of limited to like 100 to 150 200 Pokemon total. And we have the little bear Pokemon, which I meant to read it, but I accidentally hit the next button. But anyway, give a nickname to the Teddy Ursa, and I've got a good name for you. We're gonna call you Paddington. I hope I spelled that right. I just spelled it Paddington. Padding. You know, sometimes my brain's just not working properly. Let's go catch this next Pokemon. Oh, why it was so hard to find a Bronzor, I don't know, but having an early Steel and Psychic type, I think, is going to be very helpful to our cause. Especially early on, there's not going to be too much that can properly do a lot of damage to a Pokemon like this. And also utility like Hypnosis, which is going to be helpful for us with other things like potentially catching Pokemon in the future. Anyway, let's go for a Pokeball here, and let's try and get this thing quickly. I have used Bronzor and Bronzong in playthroughs before on my own time, and honestly very much enjoy using them. They are bulky, they don't do much damage, but they are bulky, and that is the big thing. So Bronzor's data added to the Pokedex, and it is the Bronze Pokemon. Ancient people believe that the pattern on Bronzor's back contained a mysterious power. It doesn't look very bronze to me. But either way, I thought of calling this Pokemon, it just fits, Metallurgic. And there we go. So we've got a team of 6 already. Episode 1, what do you know? We're going to take on the Sprout Tower, which doesn't really have too much going on, so I'll probably just speed through that, and that's basically where the episode will end off after we beat the Elder. So kind of a lot to do, all in one episode, and hopefully nothing too crazy, so let's get into what is the challenge of the Sprout Tower. And there we go, so quick pause in everything so we can watch Starling evolve. And that was a very tough battle, that last one. Anyway, we've now got ourselves our first evolution of the series, and it is Starling evolving into Staravia, which is a pretty normal one. So yeah, let's continue on upwards. Okay, so let's see what happens up here. You showed what you've got, and it is indeed good. Take this elemental stone, however, you should care more about your Pokémon. The way you treat your Pokémon can be too harsh. Remember, Pokémon are not tools of war. Calls himself the Elder, but he was no match for me. Sure enough, those who lecture how to be nice to Pokémon, they cannot defeat me. All I care about are strong Pokémon that win every time. The rest of them don't mean anything to me. And he's used an escape rope to get out. I've also changed my mind about which evolution we're gonna get, because this is where you get an evolution, for those of you not aware of this game. And I was gonna go with Umbreon. I've decided to go against going with Umbreon. For basically one main reason. So instead of showing you which Pokemon I'm going to go for, I'm going to save that for the next episode, and that's how we're going to start episode 2, which will be very fun for everyone involved. I mean, it probably won't be, but it'll be fun for me. Leave us on a nice cliffhanger of what is the evolution stone that I did end up getting. Let's try and talk to this guy without any more issues. So good of you to come here. Sprout Tower is a place of training people and Pokemon, test their bonds to build a bright future together. I'm the final test. Allow me to check the ties between you and your Pokemon. And here we go. So one final big old battle to go. And he's got 4 Pokemon. And we've got our team of 6. Although one is a level 5 Eevee. But then again, on the other hand, we've also got a level 16 Starling, which is a little overpowered, if I do say so myself. We'll definitely need to level up our Pokemon just to even the levels out a little bit more. Mainly because, I mean, I'll probably try and get everyone around level 15, should be good enough for the gym, without it being like too crazy. So we'll just see and go based on that. Uproar is not fun, because that might take me out. I think it does take me out, but nothing I can really do with Joey there. Okay, well, let's go into a Pokemon that's not going to be as affected by Uproar, being a normal type move, although still somewhat effective. Chingling there definitely has a little bit of a high special attack, or higher than I assumed it would be. But there we go, that's the second Pokemon taken down. And now a Cherubi. Very nice. Let's see what happens here. Go for the wing attack. And that should take it down. Is it a Bellsprout or is it going to be a Hoot Hoot? What do we think it's going to be? I would think it's... Oh, it is Hoot Hoot. Okay. Well, we'll stay out on Starling. We'll just get Starling over leveled and then probably not use Starling as much in the gym. Unless we absolutely have to. Basically our last resort. Because otherwise I think it would be... Well, not unfair, but... you know, Starling is higher leveled than we should probably be at this point of the game, because we're relying a little bit on a flying type. That's not very nice. The Hoodoo putting me to sleep, that's not really what I was hoping to happen, but I guess this is just our life right now. Hopefully we can... We don't have any potions left, so we kind of need to wake up. And of course Starling wakes up and hits the wing attack and takes down the Hoot Hoot, which takes down the Elder. So there we go. And there we go, we defeated Elder Lee. Ah, excellent. The way you battle is so elegant. You should be able to stand up to Faulkner. Let me offer you a reward. Tell me, what is your favorite evolution of Eevee? Oh, and please take this as well. It's a TM containing the move known as Flash. It will light your way in dark caverns. And there we go, we got ourselves Flash as well as the item that you didn't see. I hope you learn and grow from your journey. Alright, so we used the escape rope to get out of here. And we are here now in Violet City. And we shall pick up the rest of this series in the next episode. I'm going to try and hopefully pick up the pace a little bit in terms of, you know, it won't be too bad in the future, hopefully. But being an introduction episode, I figured probably there's a lot going on and a lot to do, so... Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. If you enjoyed, make sure you go ahead, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for future episodes. I'll see you all next time. Take care.